As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democratic answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future. The greater our knowledge increases, the more our ignorance unfolds. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. Forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. Too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought. Conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. Physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to a healthy body, it is the basis of dynamic and creative intellectual activity. Geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies. Those whom God has so joined together, let no man put asunder. Our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this planet. We all breathe the same air, we all cherish our children's future, and we are all mortal. A nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people. When written in Chinese, the word crisis is composed of two characters. One represents danger and the other represents opportunity. The goal of education is the advancement of knowledge and the dissemination of truth. I think this is the most extraordinary collection of talent, of human knowledge, that has ever been gathered at the White House, with the possible exception of when Thomas Jefferson dined alone. If we cannot now end our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. We are not here to curse the darkness, but to light the candle that can guide us through that darkness to a safe and sane future. A man does what he must in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures, and that is the basis of all human morality. Tolerance implies no lack of commitment to one's own beliefs. Rather, it condemns the oppression or persecution of others. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. Mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind. Mothers all want their sons to grow up to be president, but they don't want them to become politicians in the process. The problems of the world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need men who can dream of things that never were. Once you say you're going to settle for second, that's what happens to you in life. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. And one path we shall never choose, and that is the path of surrender or submission. Things do not happen. Things are made to happen. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. We are tied to the ocean, and when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch, we are going back from whence we came. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Our problems are man-made, therefore they may be solved by man, and man can be as big as he wants. No problem of human destiny is beyond human beings. Peace is a daily, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures. Washington is a city of southern efficiency and northern charm. When power leads man toward arrogance, poetry reminds him of his limitations. When power narrows the area of man's concern, poetry reminds him of the richness and diversity of existence. When power corrupts, poetry cleanses. Man is still the most extraordinary computer of all. The great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie, deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but the myth, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. Domestic policy can only defeat us. Foreign policy can kill us. The sun doesn't always shine in West Virginia, but the people do. For time and the world do not stand still. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's futures, and we are all mortal. War will exist until that distant day when the conscientious objector enjoys the same reputation and prestige that the warrior does today. It is an unfortunate fact that we can secure peace only by preparing for war. If art is to nourish the roots of our culture, society must set the artist free to follow his vision wherever it takes him. History is a relentless master. It has no present, only the past rushing into the future. To try to hold fast is to be swept aside. We must use time as a tool, not as a couch. Our growing softness, our increasing lack of physical fitness is a menace to our security.